Hello YouTube, welcome back to yet another Everness video. This is latest installment for Before You Pull. Then this time we are looking at the character Zankou, who is just dropping on CN and will be coming to global soon. Zankou is a incantation main DPS, but she can do so many things. She is going to boost your Scotch damage. She can work as a DOT, some DPS driver. She can group enemies with her skill and her attack. She works in a break com as well, team com, and she can do a lot more. She can do so much more. She's like mechanics, like all in one character. And of course, just pull for whoever that you like. That's the purpose of Gacha. But hopefully by the end of this video, I'll help you provide you with more information on whether you want to pull for Zankou or not. Alright, so these are the things that the video will talk about. You can check the timestamp for quick access to content that you wish to check. So a quick note is that I'll be using footage from the CN server and possibly videos from CN content creators. So they might not match the global release. Alright, so let's hop into it. Alright, Zankou is our first playable villain and she has the tag of main DPS, DOT and follow-up attack. She wields the power of illusion as an Esper ability, so let's see how that is reflected in her kit. So Zankou has two forms, as we mentioned earlier. Normally by default she exists in the reality form, which is what you can see now. And in this form she carries the Hunt buff, which increases her incantation damage. So how do you change form with Zankou? You press E or do you direct skill? And with direct skill, she enters the illusion mode, which is, she shines a bit like pink. And then when she's in illusion mode, she has the delusion buff, which increases her DOT damage output. So the different modes affect Zankou's like normal attack. So this is, we are currently in by default the reality mode. So she has 5 combo, and then the last combo will group enemy together. She deals incantation damage in this mode. And then if you switch over to illusion mode, which is if you press E, she will deal a hard range DOT on the enemy. And whenever she attacks someone, the DOT will spread to enemy around them. So you can see on their below their HP, that's the hard range DOT. That is what she deals in when she's in illusion mode. And on top of that, when she's in illusion mode, her third attack, normal attack string, will group enemy. Then you see there. So on top of that, your mode switching also retain your buff for a short period of time, like after you switch mode. So currently we are in reality, so we have the Hunt buff, as you can see from underneath our HP bar. So if we switch mode now, we now currently have 2 buffs up at the same time, as you can see down there. So if we suddenly switch back, we also still have the 2 buffs, and then they will stay there for a period of time until one of them disappear, depending on which mode you are currently in. Like now, one of them has gone. Also, all the attack dealt within the illusion mode is counted as follow-up attack. Alright, so to summarize, in reality mode, it's Zankou deals incantation damage, and then in illusion mode is for DOT. And then the mode switch button is E, and that is Zankou's bread and butter skill. But there is more than that, than what we have just discussed, because E also has an enhanced mode for both the version that Zankou is in. So let's just start with the reality mode. So after you use a full complete attack string 5 times, or your first combo, charge attack combo, so you hit once and then charge attack, your E button will light up, and then you'll be able to perform enhance E in reality mode. Or in this case, I'll just call it yellow E because it shines yellow based on your attack skill color. So just look at that. So I just use the charge attack. So it's shines yellow, and then if you use it, you will break enemy bar and then applies 5 stacks of hard range DOP on the enemy instantly, while turning you into illusion mode. Alright, and then the second enhance in illusion mode is easier, or I call it ping E. You just need to wait for the timer to run out and wait for the thing to light up, and then that will also inflict 10 stack of hard range on the enemy. Ping E also have another purpose because it enhances your ultimate as well. So currently I don't have ping E, so this is just normal mode. If you just like feel your ultimate charge normally, this is how the normal ultimate icon looks like, but with Ping E it will look different. So I'll use it now. So this is the normal ult without Ping E. And then now I'll collect energy and I'll show you the ultimate with Pinky Enhance. Alright, so this is with Pinky Enhance, the ultimate, so it looks a bit different. So it has a picture of a lady there on top of the shot. So if you have the Pinky Enhance, you can use the ultimate once. Then you can use it again 2 times. And then the Pingy Enhance ultimate apply a different DOT called Wild Ash on the enemy. So Zankou herself can apply 2 kinds of DOT on the enemy, Hard Wrench and Wild Ash. Right, so that was a lot for Zankou's like kit. So I'm just going to go through like her whole entire combo as Zankou. So we start in reality state. You want to do a full combo attack string or your first charge attack, which is like hold and attack, and then go yellow E, and then just normal attack, wait until ping E. So now we have ping E, we use ping E, and then that will enhance your Q, so use your first Q. You can put in some attack here if you want, and then use your second Q. Then you can see on the enemy now they suffer from 2 different kind of DOT. Yeah, and then you just repeat the whole thing. That's basically how you play Zankou. She's a lot of fun actually, and she does way too many things. And that's good. She'll take some time to master. Alright, now let's just look at Zankou's support skill, because they are quite powerful. So the normal Zankou support skill is she's going to come in and deal 1 hit of incantation damage. That's quite simple, but then her additional support skill are quite powerful. So this is the enhancement to Esper reaction Scorch. So now with Zankou, Scorch can stack up to 3 times. Whenever your team applies DOT damage on enemy that has Scorch, Zankou will apply more Scorch stacks on the enemy. To put it simply, Zankou can make sure that Scorch is permanent on the enemy. And her second and additional skill is it's very similar to the MC. Whenever Zankous enter battles, her cycle meter will gain 100%, which is like full. And then this lasts for the cooldown is 30 seconds, and then it will only trigger once per battle. So this is also very powerful. So it will instantly like help you trigger. Because of her element, it will help you trigger Hex or Scorch in this case instantly when the battle starts. So that is her additional support skill, very powerful. Alright, that covers most of the combat stuff. So now let's look at the other thing. Well, 2 big things I guess. So this is Zankou's like gacha page, which is crazy to say. And now let's look at her what is in her gacha box. So this is her flyer. It looks quite cool. The shame I can't show it in actual city because I haven't pulled it yet. And then this is the wrap for the Jeep, the new Jeep coming in 1.3, the Terra X. It's actually cool looking. And then this is her skin for the gacha. So that's one. Actually quite nice, the sweater. And then this is a Bond skin at max 10 level. I don't think it's alright. Then this is her normal skin, I believe. And then this is her old skin. This one you will get for free whenever you get once you get Zankou. And then this is the swimsuit skin, only available via Rift Crystal in the mall. The prettiest swimsuit skin if you ask me. And then this is also only available in the mall, Rift Crystal skin. This is 1680, and then this is 2680. Additional 1000. I don't know whether you think it's worth it or not, but you know what, it is what it is. And then after that, let's see what else we can see. Oh yeah, her city skill. Alright, for her city skill, so let's look here. Her city skill is related to the latest addition to the game, which is the volleyball. it talks about a lot of things. Basically, makes volleyball easier and you can earn more money quicker with volleyball. And then the second one is related to the fight club, meaning you can exhaust more city stamina. Also help you earn more money quicker. And then lastly, we can talk about her special effect, which is invisibility. So when you're out of combat, you can press E to go invisible. In invisible state, you move faster, but it only lasts for, I believe, like 60 seconds. You can see down there by the G, the ticking. But you can also end it early by pressing G again. So that's basically all the stuff in her kit. Now we're gonna move on to my favorite parts, numbers. Alright, so let's look at numbers. So this is at level 888 here. And then this is the normal attack in reality mode. And then this is in night illusion mode. And then this is normal stuff. You can pause the screen if you want to see. So, and then I just want to talk about this one. This is Heart Wrench, the DOT. The damage increase whenever you increase your level. So only by level 1, it is only 1.5% per tick. But by level 8, it is 2.6% per tick. So I believe by 10, it should be 3%. And then it applies the Heart Wrench effect every 1 second. And it lasts for 30 seconds. Maximum is 10 stack. Similar to Nightmare by Lacrimosa. And then this one is the buff damage increase, incantation damage increase buff for Hunt, which is in reality mode, 25%, which is quite a lot. And then this is the illusion mode, increase DOT max critical damage by 25%, which is actually quite a lot, 25%. So she can be a good like DOT driver as well. And then this is the E is the illusion lasts for 8 seconds, and then it's pretty simple. Oh yeah, your pink E and your yellow E will instantly apply Heart Wrench by five stacks instantly. So that's something to like pay attention to. And then the rest is normal. This is the attack rate. This is the normal, and then this is the enhance. Normal, this is the enhance. And then ultimate. This is the normal ultimate, and then this is the enhanced ultimate. This is the pink E enhanced ultimate, and then yeah. So this is the pink E enhanced. If you apply Val Ash 5 stacks, and then Val Ash also similar to Heart Wrench has a 2.6 at level 8, and at level 1 is 1.5 as well. So I believe at level 10 is also like 3%. So it lasts for 30 seconds, and then maximum is also 10 stack, and then every tick is 1 second. So yeah, that's the numbers. And the important part is the enhancement. The Hunt 25%, and then Delusion 25% to crit damage for DOT, which is quite high. Alright, so this is... Let's talk about her signature arc and how important it is. Unfortunately, it's very important to Zankou. So first, let's look at what the signature arc does. So at 80 level, this gives flat rate attack 570, and then flat crit rate 24%. And all this down here, I'm gonna put the translation on screen. You can read it if you want. Basically, it's everything that Zankou wants: crit rate, crit damage. If you want to play Zankou as the main DPS, unfortunately, you probably have to pull for her signature arc, because currently there's no like alternative arc where it can replace her signature. The only alternative, there are two, but they are only useful if you are playing Zankou as a sub DPS enabler cycle as per reaction, and they are Cheese Arc and I think Beware Your Head. I'll put it on screen. You can see those are the two choices you have. But if you are playing her as the main DPS, I would advise you to pull her arc. It's very, very important to her. Alright, well, we're on this topic. Let's talk about her console. There's two ways to play her, as mentioned earlier. So if you're playing her as a main DPS, you want Crimson Butterfly. And then you want to try to get her crit rate to 75%, which that's why you need her signature arc, because the signature arc will give her 40% crit rate. So you want to get her crit rate at least to 75% first. And if you have her at low awakening, go for crit damage. If you have a high awakening Zankou, go for incantation damage. And then main set, subset, just look at the screen. And then if you are playing her as a support, you want to go for Lost Radiance. And then your main stat should be cycle intensity, and then the substat just look at the screen. Alright, now we are going to talk about how necessary is Zankou's awakening. Alright, I can say it's not necessary, but they will provide a lot of buff, especially A1. So before we go into that, let me just explain how I explain things. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I will put the translation for all the awakening on screen so you can take a look at them. So there are a few that I wish to talk about because they are quite special. A5, your yellow E can instantly break target as long as they are not bosses, and increases your team break damage by 300%, which is what Daffodil has been looking for. So that's how she can go into one of the team. And then A2 and A4 pairs together. Because A4 you can skip ping E to use your enhance out, and then A2 will empower your out. So your 2 out now can apply Wild Ash. So A2 and A4 goes together, and then A3 increase your survivability, and then A6 is not really that useful. Alright, now comes the star of the show. So if you just have one awakening, you can get, I suggest you get A1, because A1 does so many things. So A1 turns all of Zankou's attack, even in her reality mode, into spreading DOT. So, and then your enhance E, both yellow and pink version, will also spread DOT. And then it also empowers your buffs. So your Han buff will increase Zankou's attack by 40% instead of the usual 25. And then Delusion now will raise your entire team's DOT crit damage buff to 50% instead of the usual 25. And then both buff will not fade in combat unless Zankou dies. So this is a very powerful awakening for Zankou. It increases the power level by quite a bit. So if you have one awakening, go for A1. Alright, and then we'll take a small part to talk about the resonance. So there are 2 resonance. They will get activated when you have 3 awakening or 6. 3 awakening increase all the skill by 1 level, and then increase Zankou's ultimate multiplier by 20%. And then 6 awakening increase Zankou's damage by 40%, lasts for 20 seconds. And then if a target with the Scorch debuff is defeated, Zankou become empowered for 60 seconds. But basically, at 6 awakening, she will permanently become a Scorch machine. Everyone will be defeated by Scorch, and she will gains a lot from Scorch reaction. So that's the 2 resonance. Alright, so before we move on, we are almost to the end. There's one more segment to go, which is Team Com. Currently, there are two teams that have surfaced on the CN server, which is the Break team and the DOT team. And let's look at that. Yeah, so these are the 2 teams currently working on CN. So we have the Break Scotch team, where you have Zankou as the main DPS, Daffodil as a sub DPS, and then Sakiri to group enemy and then apply support, and then Iroi for heal, as well as Hex with Zankou. So this team it works with Break because that's what Daffodil want. And especially if you have A5 that allows your yellow E to instantly break enemy, that's very good. And then the second team is the DOT team, which is where Zankou is the DOT driver. Same thing as earlier. You can swap out Hanyu for Fadia for more survival, and then Sakiri for the DOT buff. And then you take out Daffodil, replace her with Lacrimosa for the DOT, for Nightmare. So these are the currently 2 teams that is being used on the CN server. I'm pretty sure Linko will also probably replace Iroi's place in the Break Scotch team. I would say her team is not that expensive because most of the characters are standard S character. And we have had quite a few of standard selector tickets so far. So yeah, her team is not that expensive, I would say. Alright, so we have reached the end of the video. Will you pull for Lacrimosa? Will you pull for Zankou? At this moment, I would say in the future, I feel like Zankou is a unique case because she does so many things that she can easily transition from main DPS to support and other things. So yeah, I think she will last in the meta for quite a while compared to the other main DPS. So what do you think? Are you going to pull for Zankou? Are you going to skip her? Also, yeah, if you like this kind of content, please remember to drop a like and follow. And if you have any question, drop it in the comment section below. And I believe I will see you guys next week when we'll put out guides for the events. We have the volleyball event and then the races and all those things. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video for more NTE content. Bye bye everyone. Take care of yourself.